This is Richard Hoey, Chief Economist of BNY Mellon, with a summary of my economic update for December 2012. It looks like the global GDP growth rate for 2012 will come in close to our expectation of about 3% growth. And looking out to 2013, we're expecting the growth rate to be slightly better, perhaps 3.3%. with a somewhat weaker pace of growth early in the year, and then a faster pace of growth in the second half of 2013. Let's go through the different regions and their outlook. In the U.S., there's a lot of discussion about the fiscal cliff. We don't know yet the final outcome, but my expectation has been and continues to be we would resolve this by early January or maybe late December, and that instead of having a fiscal tightening of 4 to 5% of GDP, we're more likely to end up with a fiscal tightening of 1% net or 1.5% net for the calendar year 2013. And that's not an awful lot more than what we experienced in 2012. Looking out to 2013, we see a continuation of the improvement in the housing sector. House prices are rising at a moderate rate, and we expect that to continue. Residential construction is coming off an extreme low, but I think it's in a good, strong, sustainable expansion. The improvement in both stock prices and house prices has increased the net worth of Americans, especially those in the upper wealth and income brackets, during 2012. The auto sector is in solid shape. A little bit excess inventory that'll be dealt with. Later this year, I would expect capital spending to improve. But the world economy is not that strong, and so exports aren't about to make a big contribution. So I think we'll continue this pattern that we have had in the U.S. economy for this economic recovery. Europe's in a recession right now. That's the lagged effect of the combination of fiscal tightening that they have done, plus the severely restrictive financial conditions when the financial stresses in Europe were much worse earlier in 2012. There were actions taken by the ECB to reduce those financial stresses, and you can see that in the financial markets. For the overall year 2013, probably a little better European economy in the second half than early in the year. China, the goods sector was showing some very, very weak numbers when China ended up with excess inventory, and we went into an inventory liquidation. But the evidence is coming in that inventory liquidation has run its course. I'm expecting continued expansion in China. They're not going back to the boom growth rates, but I also believe they're not going to roll into that hard landing. And so we'll have positive economic growth in China and many of the other emerging market countries. Overall, I don't expect a boom year in the global economy in 2013, but I also do not anticipate a recession globally in 2013, a continuation of a moderate expansion in the overall global economy, with the global GDP growth rate probably shifting up a touch from 3% in 2012 to 3.3% perhaps for 2013.